Hi, my name is Jackson Kinder, and I'm applying for the 2019 Fall PCIP stipend to work at BOE Studios in North Hollywood, California. I worked at the studio in my spring semester of my sophomore year, and it was a really powerful experience. One of my goals in working at the studio was to find a space where I felt would nurture me, welcome me with open arms, and provide a foundation so that upon graduation I would have a really strong network of individuals that I could reach out to for guidance in my career. There are three criteria in particular about BOE that really drew me to the organization. Number one, the music they make is akin to the music that I want to make as a music producer. It's a form of American R&B, along with a few other genres, which I'll touch upon later. Number two, it's a very strong community. There's a strong communal ethos in the organization. And I think a lot of that derives from the brotherly relationship between Harmony Samuels, the founder, and Mo. So Harmony founded the studio in 2011. He had come out to Los Angeles and found some individual success as a music producer. 3 years later, he brought out his brother Mo. He was able to do that. So now both brothers work out of the same complex in North Hollywood, in these two adjacent studios. So BOE stands for Brothers Over Everything, Brothers Over Ego. And there's this very strong communal vibe which permeates the organization and I think comes from that bond. Three, the community itself is really diverse. Harmony and Mo are both British Nigerian immigrants from London. And having settled in Los Angeles, they were influenced by pop music in America and R&B music in America. They've worked with artists such as Brandy and Janet Jackson. But then there's also this really, really cool influence of African pop and Afrobeat. So it's this mix of three different cultures, and obviously the musical output is reflected by the people making the music. So Harmony's from Britain, and there's players from across the country and Nigeria, the American South, and so on. These two values of community and diversity are two things that are really important to me in my career as a musician. They're two of the reasons why I make music, to build community, and in particular to build diverse community, to break down some social barriers through art that are kind of difficult to do so just in day-to-day society. My responsibilities in the internship will carry over from last semester with added responsibilities. So some of my responsibilities then were arriving at the studio early to make sure sessions were set up, staying inside sessions to make sure they were running smoothly, helping with recording techniques, and staying after sessions to make sure the studio space was cleaned up. In addition, I'll be now taking on more of a marketing and business role, so using some of the analytical tools now available to artists like Spotify streaming analytics or social media analytics through Instagram, Facebook to help these artists analyze these numbers in a real quantitative way to further their careers. In addition to this, I'll also be helping with some of the contractual elements of the industry that come up in terms of figuring out how to credit creators and properly compensate them. So getting them to sign contracts, getting them to agree on percentage splits of songs. So I think I touched upon how this opportunity relates to my personal values of community and diversity in music. I think BOE is an organization that reflects those values. Professionally, as I mentioned, I want to have that strong foundation in Los Angeles. Academically, I want to speak about how my time at Pomona impacts this journey. I'm really fascinated by the idea of cultural fluidity as a Romance languages major, and I think I can illustrate this through an example. Right now I'm reading Don Quixote by Cervantes, and I've kind of been thinking about this triangular parallel between the three cultures Cervantes deals with, the Moors, the Christians, and the Jews, and the three cultures that are colliding in the studio environment in terms of Nigerian culture, American culture, and British culture. I think languages include music. Music is a language, and I find it really enriching to see how some of the ideas I've been talking about in my classes translate to the work environment that I'm in, this idea of cultural fluidity. Thanks so much for the considering me, and sorry I'm a little bit over time.